In the first game Thursday morning, the Lovington Wildcats met the Bernalillo Spartans. Bernalillo, one of the top-rated AAA teams all year long. Lovington shot off to an early lead, but just before the end of the first quarter, the Spartans came back to take a 6-point lead at the break, with Vince Homer working inside for 14 first-half points and Perry Howard breaking the press and bombing from outside. The Wildcats shot to a 43-38 halftime lead. Lovington controlled the lead through the third quarter, but never was able to break away. Early in the final period, Bernalillo pulled to within one at 61-60, and then with a minute and a half left, Lovington had the ball and a 5-point lead. But the Wildcats couldn't make the free throws. In turn, Howard...
G. G. Well, that makes you a J.
How do you figure?
Gentile.
Absolutely right.
76 win. Vince Homer led the Wildcats with 22 points and 7 rebounds. Was it Homer's best game of the year?
Boy, I tell you what, right now I'd say yes. He's been coming on all year. He's a senior this year, and this is the first time he's been on varsity. He was JV kid last year. I've only got 2 returning players from last year, so we're relatively young, but I think he played probably his best ball game of the year tonight.
Nathan Choate finished with 18 points and 10 rebounds, while Perry Howard added 19. The Wildcats shot 50% from the floor, but only 59% from the line. They now move on to meet the winner of the Deming K Central game Friday at 10:30 in the AAA semifinal. For his 40th birthday yesterday, the Lovington Wildcats gave Coach Art Carger a victory in the state basketball tournament. The question is, what would they do the day after his birthday? What the Wildcats did was play one of their finest games of the season against the Deming Wildcats. With the same kind of play as they showed in the win over Bernalillo Thursday, Perry Howard's driving shots and Vince Homer's rebounding and scoring, Lovington overcame several 5-point deficits in the second half to draw even with 4.5 minutes left in the game on a pair of Vince Homer free throws. Coach Art Carger's crew led by 1 to 3 points for most of the remainder of the game until Deming tied it up with 11 seconds left. Perry Howard brought it up the court, laid it off to Vince Homer, who banked home the winner with 6 seconds left. Deming lost the ball on the inbound play on a somewhat controversial call, and Lovington held on for a 76-74 win and a meeting with the Tucumcari-Taos winner in Saturday's finals. With a berth in the finals Saturday, have the Wildcats played 2 of their better games all year long?
No. That's about as quick as I can make it. This has got to be the highlight of our season right here. 2 games back-to-back with this kind of intensity. People have written us off a long time ago, but we've come back and we deserve in the final.
The Wildcats were led by Vince Homer's 22 points, with Perry Howard and Greg Loper throwing in 15 apiece. Homer also had 8 rebounds, while Steve Ellison with 7 rebounds for the Wildcats. 76-74 the final. The Wildcats moving on to take on the Tucumcari-Taos winner in the AAA finals on Saturday. I'm Stan Holden reporting from Albuquerque for Sports Center 6. Two weeks ago, the Lovington Wildcats were 9-13 and getting ready for the district tournament. Their hope, simply to come up with 2 wins and make it to the state tournament. The Wildcats did that, and it might have seemed as though that was enough. But not for Coach Art Carger's crew. In the opening game of the AAA tournament last Thursday, they upset a Bernalillo team that had been ranked near the top all year long. The heroes were Vince Homer and Perry Howard. Then Friday morning, they faced Deming, another highly ranked team. Again, it went right down to the wire with 6 seconds left. A bank shot by Vince Homer broke a 74 tie to move Lovington into the finals, where they would meet Tucumcari, a team that had already beaten the Wildcats 3 times, including a 26-point blowout a week before. This time, it was the triple threat of Lovington's 3 all-tourney selections and a fine supporting cast that did in the Rattlers. Perry Howard with 22 assists. Nathan Choate with 25 points, including an incredible 10 straight field goals. And Vince Homer pouring in an even more incredible 39 points, a performance Tucumcari couldn't match. And for the first time since 1949, when a young coach named Ralph Tasker was coaching the Wildcats, Lovington had a New Mexico basketball championship.
2 weeks ago, something clicked in us. We became a team, and we realized together we could win. You know, kind of like, as you said, the old cliche, closed fist and an open hand. We just closed our fist. 5 people and the other 7 on the bench, and turned a mediocre season probably into the most successful at Lovington in 34 years. I think our inside people, Brock Pemberton, Steve Ellison, Ryan Zachary, Greg Lepore, Patrick Homer, played their finest game of the year. They didn't score, but they did what had to be done defensively on and on the rebounds.
Oh, we have a great team. They're just a great bunch of guys. We just played together all since the district tournament, and we just played together as a team all the way from there.
Wanted to work hard at it and come out on top like we did. We knew everybody didn't believe in us.
I guess it was our confidence. You know, we kind of felt like underdogs, but in a way we felt like we should win in ways, and that carried us too a lot. Nobody had really heard of us or given us the respect or the, I don't know what, that I thought we deserved and that the rest of the team thought we deserved. But, you know, I guess maybe we can earn it now.
And earn it they have. The New Mexico AAA champions, Lovington Wildcats. As one Lovington fan put it, for the first time in 34 years, we don't have to say wait till next year. The Lovington Wildcats are the state champions of AAA with a 92-81 win over district rival Tucumcari. Displaying the composure of veterans, the Wildcats never got rattled, even when Tucumcari seemed to be closing the gap. With the 2 bookends, Nathan Choate and Vince Homer, peppering from the outside, between them 27 of 37 from the field, and they weren't layups. The Wildcats maintained their lead, finishing with a flourish for the 11-point final margin. And what does it feel like to win a state championship?
Great. It's the greatest feeling in my life I had so far. It's what we were shooting for the whole year.
This is the greatest thing that's ever happened to me. We started from 9th grade, me and Mike Sanders. He's played for Farmington. He won it last year. We played together in 9th grade, and we both have a championship now.
It's something I've been dreaming about since I was, you know, just 5 or 6 years old, you know, doing something like this. Scoring and everything, I just love the game of basketball so much, and the guys that we, you know, you got to give your credit to Tucumcari. They're a great team. You know, they've already beat us. They'd beaten us 3 times previously, but, you know, we just had the heart, and a bunch of guys that we played with knew all along that we could do it. It was a total team effort. We knew the whole time that we could do it.
The greatest feeling I've ever experienced. I've been coaching, like I just told you, 17 years. I've been a head coach 3 years in Texas and then came to Lovington 7 years ago. Coached with Marv Sanders, who's now at Farmington. Been in the state tournament twice. We were runner-up once and 3rd place before. And it was crushing. There's no experience like this. Nothing at all.
And so the Wildcats finished their season at 500, 14-14. But more importantly, after 34 years of waiting, Lovington has another state championship. I'm Stan Holden, Sports Center 6.
The Lovington Wildcats provided many exciting moments for Lovington basketball fans. Coach Art Carger in his first year saw his 11-14 Wildcats at the end of the regular season pull off the impossible, beating Bernalillo and then Deming on this Vince Homer bank shot with 5 seconds left. And then thoroughly beating Tucumcari, the District 4 AAA champions, a team that had beaten Lovington 84-58 just a week before in the district championship. Now, if ever there was a Cinderella story, it was those amazing Wildcats of 82-83. Well, not quite a year has passed, and the Wildcats at Art Carger are at work again, preparing for another season on the hardwoods. This year's squad still has Perry Howard, who dished out a state record 22 assists in last year's title game, and Vince Homer's younger brother Pat, a 6'2 junior. Now, Coach Carger knows that after last year's dream year, it won't be easy repeating.
Well, I think they believe they can go back to the state tournament. They don't talk about repeating as far as winning the state again. What we're talking about is going back up there and at least trying to prove that it wasn't just a fluke, that we were that good a ball club to do what we did. I'm still in awe. I know the kids are too, because anytime people talk to us about congratulations for being state champion, it's hard to believe that we did, because I can remember back about this time we just hoped we got out of district. These kids are still in awe of playing there. They want to do it again. They have a positive attitude about it, but they know that you got to play game by game, and that's a long way down the road, but that's one of our long-range goals, is to go back to the pit.
Along with Howard and Homer, Brock Pembleton, a 6'4.5" senior, will be in the middle. 6'4" junior Greg Lepore will replace All-State forward Nathan Choate, and a player Coach Carger expects a big year from, only a sophomore, Johnny Hilliard. As for the district, well, Coach Carger had these comments.
Well, I think it's Tucumcari again right now, but I understand Goddard's pretty doggone salty. Dropping down from 4A and then coming into 3A, and they played in the state tournament last year. I'd have to rate probably Lovington, Goddard, and Tucumcari. It's the three best teams in the district. You got to watch out for Portales. They've got this Walker kid back. If he heals from his knee injuries, he'll be tough. And then I think the Institute, you never know from year to year about them. I talked to Jim Wilburn just earlier, and he said he's rebuilding, but I know Jim well enough that he'll have those kids ready to play when it comes district time.
Whatever happens in 83-84, basketball fans in Lovington will be talking about the Wildcats of a year ago for some time to come.